Well, I am headed to Death Valley today, guys. Been looking forward to this trip. It's just been a few weeks since the Oregon trip with Ed Shin, and I'm actually getting together with Ed again this weekend. He's got a Patreon group that I'm a member of that's going to go down to start the first night in the Alabama Hills, second night in Death Valley. And I'm going to help Ed with a particular trail that we're going to take in Death Valley. And as part of that, I wanted to go down early. So I wanted to, because Death Valley had a lot of floods back a few months back, and a lot of trails are still closed this day, a lot of road damage, a lot of actual paved roads were closed getting into Death Valley because of the damage from these flash floods. I think back in November, December time frame. So this particular trail I was thinking of taking the group on starts at a point that's not too far from Lone Pine, Alabama Hills. So we don't spend a whole day, driving on pavement. And I wanted to go down a few days early and first of all make sure the trail's accessible. It's not, damaged from the floods to the point where we can't get through it. So my plan was to go down a few days early, check it out, make sure it's going to work, and look for some campsites that I spotted on Google Earth. And then in thinking about going down a few days early, I invited Barry along, who was able to take off time and be with me on the trip. He has some commitments for the weekend, so he cannot be with Ed's group, which is too bad. But he was able to get breakaway long enough to go with me down to the Alabama Hills. Well, that's our first night, and then we'll do that same route that we're going to do with Ed's group. So I'm thinking of breaking this into two videos, but I'm going to show different aspects of the trail in both videos since we're doing the same loop. Anyway, I'll bring you guys along for the ride. I'm meeting up with Barry on Highway 50, then we're heading over into Nevada, dropping down on the 395, and I'll let you guys know where we land next. I met Barry driving his new Bronco Raptor at a parking lot in Placerville, and we headed up Highway 50, which runs adjacent to the South Fork of the American River. California experienced record snowfall in the Sierras this winter, and you could already tell the snow melt in April was increasing the river flows significantly. As we headed higher in elevation, we crested over the Sierras and dropped down into the South Lake Tahoe area. We stopped in Nevada for gas and started heading south on Highway 395 towards Bridgeport and Mammoth Lakes. Okay, so an update. We are still on the 395, just north of Mammoth Lakes, California. The Sierras are just spectacular right now. I've been down to 395 in the winter, but it's just amazing to me how much snow is on the ground here, and it's just phenomenal. It's just an amazing visual sight right now to see the eastern Sierras with this much snow on the backside. So I'm actually just passing the June Lake Loop right now, and we should be in Mammoth in about 30 minutes here. We're going to stop at the Mammoth Brewing Company, have lunch, and then we'll only be about 90 minutes from the Alabama Hills. So it is gorgeous out here. I cannot say that enough. I've always loved the 395, but on this trip it's just blowing me away. And I think Barry as well. It's just an amazing sight. And Barry's never seen the backside of this part of the 395, so I think he's pretty impressed as well. So anyway, we're gonna have lunch and then get back on the road, and probably the next stop you'll see us at should be the Alabama Hills. We'll let you know.
After leaving Mammoth Lakes, we began to descend rapidly in elevation down towards Lone Pine, California. This drive never gets old to me, and the views continue to be impressive as we approached a much warmer climate. Just outside of Lone Pine are the Alabama Hills with their stunning view of the Sierras, including Mount Whitney. We quickly realized driving through the Alabama Hills that even on a Wednesday, the campsites were already close to full, which was surprising to me given the mid-April timeframe we were visiting this area. However, this gave us an opportunity to put the Bronco Raptor through some undulating trails and crawling over some rocks searching for a campsite, and it was fun to see how easy this rig can tackle various terrain. The Bronco Raptor comes with 37-inch tires and 13.1 inches of ground clearance and a 400 horsepower twin-turbo engine. If you missed my walk-around video of Barry's rig, check out the link above for more information. Watching this Raptor perform on these trails, I can definitely see why these Broncos have become so popular as an overland vehicle. In the late afternoon, we finally found a decent camp spot for the evening.
All right, guys, well, we made it to the Alabama Hills. We are here. Barry's there with his new Raptor. Looking good. We did some rock crawling already, and you can see my rig in the background here. I'll show you the view we have here. So you can see the Eastern Sierras in the background here. And just a gorgeous view. I think we're gonna have an awesome sunset here tonight. So we're just getting camp set up. Literally, we just parked. Barry's got his tent up already before I even got my tent up. But yeah, so we're just, I have to say, there's pretty crowded here already for a Wednesday night. A lot of rigs already in here at the campsites, but we found a decent spot for the night. Hopefully it doesn't get too windy. And yeah, so we're just gonna get going on getting the camp set up and maybe do a little video update later on here. But yeah, you can see it's a pretty cool spot, and the rock formations here are just amazing. Really just amazing rock formation. There's caves over here. I'll swim around to behind me. I don't know if they're going to come out on the camera, but there's caves in these rocks all over the place out here. Really just incredible views. And Mount Whitney kind of right that way. I don't know if you can see it over the hill there. But yeah, really nice out here today. I mean, beautiful weather. It's warm. So coming through Mammoth, yeah, Barry's already, enjoying the sunlight here. So yeah, coming through Mammoth, we didn't think it was going to be this warm, did we?
No, this is great.
Yeah, it's beautiful out here. So yeah, I think the sunset tonight's going to be killer. So I've set up a time lapse. Hopefully we capture some of that. So anyway, we'll let you guys know what we're doing next.
And then I was thinking, I'm going to give, because you're going to continue going, right?
What do you mean?
After me, you're going still.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you this too. So when you go to this, right here. To figure this guy out, maybe I'll get it right tomorrow. I'm not going to use them between now and then, so I might as well just put them up,
So we're just finishing up on our dinner here. We had a great steak dinner tonight. Man, we had grilled steaks on the Scotto plus some grilled mushrooms and grilled potatoes. Came out really nice. And then we just made a fire for the evening. Sun setting over the Sierras right now. And man, we should have an amazing star-studded night here. Stars in the sky should just be amazing tonight. So we are just gonna relax now by the campfire, and then probably go to bed early. It's my guess. And then we're gonna get up in the morning and start getting on a trail heading into Death Valley. At least that's the plan. All right, well, we've had one windy night last night. Man, it must have started around midnight all the way till right now, which is about 7 a.m. Really, really windy last night, which I've been in Death Valley area when it's windy in the desert. Last night was just one of those nights. So it's a kind of a cold, brisk morning here right now. The sun is starting to come up, and we have a fantastic view of the Sierras right now. You can see just a gorgeous view right now, the Sierras with the sun coming up. So the plan probably is to do a quick breakfast this morning, and then really probably just like, you know, yogurt or something like that, cereal, and then get on the road and get on the trail today, leading into Death Valley. So we survived. It was just one windy night. So we'll let you guys know where we land next. So today we are heading towards the trail, but first, to get to the trail, we're heading to a small community, a little tiny town called Darwin. It is, I think the last census had it at 40 or 50 people. Really small town, and yeah, it's really cool. It's named after a guy named Darwin French, who was a prospector in the area in the 1850s. But the town, I think, wasn't founded until like 1874 or 75. But just a really cool area. All right, guys, so we're at the first mine site on the trail just outside of Darwin here. And this place is spectacular. I mean, the view is just incredible of the desert out here. So, not sure what elevation we're at right now, but and I'm not even sure the name of this mine or what they were going for here, but yeah, it is something else. What's that? Well, we're just outside Darwin. I don't know the name of this mine. All right, well, we are a good portion of the way on the trail already right now. We just left the last mine site you guys saw in the video just outside of Darwin, and now we're at another mine site here. Really cool trail. It's a beautiful day. You can see a water tank behind me here. I think it's a water tank, maybe a fuel tank, not real sure.
And then over to this side, we have an old structure. Could be a shed, it could be a storage shed, could be a camp for workers. I don't really know. I think over here, maybe a pump house for the fuel or the water. I'm not really sure. But it's a neat mine site along the trail today. And so we're going to be continuing down. There's another really neat mine site. It's called China Garden Springs. And then we'll be going down the trail towards Panamint Springs at the end of the day here. So just a great day out here. We're really having a lot of fun exploring this trail, and we'll show you guys where we land next.
About halfway down the trail, there is a spur road to a mine site known as China Garden Springs. There's not much information available for this mine, but the story goes that it was given its name from the Chinese immigrants who worked in the mines and who also raised a garden in this area due to the year-round spring source that was present. The produce from the garden was then sold to the local miners. There are several structures still present along with some old vehicles, and what is most surprising is what is found in a nearby spring.
All right, Barry, so what are we doing here?
Well, I really couldn't believe that there are actual koi fish, goldfish in the middle of the desert. And also, actually, people here are leaving food to feed them. And so I'm choosing to feed them. They look hungry.
Oh yeah, they're hungry. Pretty cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
The middle of the desert. We are literally in the middle of nowhere here on this trail.
I think we are going to have to come back.
Because they're out of food.
They're out of food, so if we want them to live, we need to
Resupply.
Put a new supply here.
Yeah, maybe whoever sees this
Thank to
video.
whoever does this. It's beautiful.
Yeah, really cool.
You can see to the left, there's an older road with a rock ledge they built.
So we're just putting up the drone here, and yeah, we're nearing the end of this trail. We're almost back into National Park. We're still on BLM, but I've never seen, it's probably not going to come out on the camera here, but these hillsides out there are green from the recent rains and snow that have been coming into California the last few months. It's crazy.
At the end of the trail, you reach Panamint Springs, which is a small resort with a gas station, convenience store, motel, and campground. It is a great place to grab a cold drink or ice cream at the end of a long trail ride. After airing up here, we headed onto the highway for the must-have photo at the National Park sign, and then headed up the trail to the final campsite for the night.
All right, so we're at the Boxcar Cabin. This is on BLM land, not in the national park. And pretty neat inside. Pretty well taken care of. Not any trash. Pretty clean. And for what it is, it's clean. And if definitely you're here on a really cold, windy night, probably wouldn't be a bad place to hunker down. There's even a fireplace in here. Pretty amazing. And that's your front door view out of the cabin. Bunch of Joshua trees around here, really pretty. All right, well, we're just getting settled in camp here at the Boxcar Cabin. And look who's grilling up some meal for us today.
Yeah.
What do you got there?
We're making that hard. You gotta prep at home meal. Bring your grill. And bam! Hook up some burgers.
Nice.
We got some burgers on this grill. Nice and smoky hot. Getting ready to flip. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Get that to flip. Keep this closed up. So you get a nice good char.
Nice. We're
It
gonna
took
have
a lot for me to be able to make a burger.
gonna have a nice lunch here today, guys. Just gotta show you this burger, guys. Oh my God. This thing is unbelievable. And the view we have today here at the Boxcar is just crazy. Beautiful, sunny, warm day. What do you think, Barry? In the 80s out here?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
Wonderful.
it's just beautiful with the Joshua trees in the distance. All right, well, we are at our last camp for the night. We are on BLM land, right next to the national park, Death Valley National Park, but we are not in Death Valley National Park. This is called the Boxcar Cabin site. We'll talk about that in a minute, but why don't we start with, Barry, what do you think of, we started at the Alabama Hills, what do you think of that?
That was amazing.
Yeah.
The rock formations, especially now with so much snow on top of the Sierra Mountains and stuff, and you can actually see,
Yeah.
so far, and it was just beautiful. For me, I can't explain it. It was just stunning. Just the way the sunset came off the rocks,
Yeah.
and it just lit up to orange and colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very, very nice. Very beautiful.
Yeah, it's really unique, the geology there at Alabama Hills, and then the view of Mount Whitney. It's stunning. And then the snow in the Sierras this year, you guys probably know, is
crazy.
insane. I mean, it's
crazy.
record snowfall in the Sierras. I think, bar none. Like that is, there's been no prior year that it has as much snow in the Sierras as this year, as far as recording back in history goes. So yeah, it was epic snowfall in the Sierras, beautiful. The Alabama Hills was beautiful. It's a little windy last night.
Yeah, just a little. My tent's going boom, 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 and I
Yeah.
forgot to wear earplugs. But it was
Yeah.
okay. It wasn't too bad. I mean, in theory, it didn't start till like midnight. 1 o'clock. It woke me up around 2, and then it stopped around 3:30 or something. I was
Yeah.
already back asleep.
Yeah, that's the thing in the desert, on the east side of the Sierras, and you guys probably from Southern California know too, is that, you can have calm nights out in the desert, and then you can have these massive windstorms out in the desert. So, but we did okay, and we got up this morning and we started on a trail
where we went from Lone Pine, California to Darwin, California, which is a little tiny town, like 40 people, very eclectic. They have artwork out in front of their properties.
Really
Very
nice.
unique place. What do you think?
I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
To actually see koi goldfish in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
It shocked me.
Yeah, that was cool. So as we're on the trail, we ended up at this place called China Garden Springs, and it shocked me the first time I saw it. I mean, I was not expecting to see goldfish in the water in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere.
I didn't
Yeah.
expect either. You said, oh, just a river coming down. Like, okay, we'll go see some more. We already saw a little bit of river. I go, how much river can it be? And get up there and it's like streaming down and you see these goldfish. And then, you know, what's really amazing is people that leave the food for them.
Yeah,
We got
that's
to
really
feed 'em,
cool.
which was really nice.
Yeah, that is really cool. People leave a little cooler with some food in
Yeah,
them
it's nice.
for the fish. So, yeah, so if you ever take the trail, maybe bring along a little extra koi food. It's always good to refill that cooler up, and kids would love it, I'm sure, to see those goldfish in that little spring there, and how they survive the 100+ degree summers and the minus degrees winters. You know, it's just beyond me. Pretty crazy.
For me, Mike, is the mind. How you did not get claustrophobic, how you just made it going down through those mines is
Crazy.
crazy. That's scary because I'm a very claustrophobic person.
Yeah,
And just
I know.
looking down at them going, there's just no way.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
can you breathe anything? But
the,
they did it.
the work they did in these mines in such remote areas as well. Probably back when there was only horses or oxen to bring the ore carts in or out of the mines. It's crazy when you look out here at how remote it is and how hot it must have been in those summers, and just crazy. So we're finishing up here at this boxcar cabin, which is really cool. I mean, I'd heard about it, but I'd never been up this way, and it's a great spot if you're, traveling through Death Valley and want a night to stay somewhere. And it's large enough for multiple rigs to fit in here. And yeah, so very cool. And we've had a good time, and it's been a good trip. Barry, thank you, man.
You're welcome, bud.
It's been a great time. And thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hope to see you on the trail someday. So just taking a little walk from the cabin. Got a lot of neat vegetation in the forest. I think these are bottle cactus. Not sure. And then we got the Joshua trees, of course, and it looks like some of them are budding out. It's kind of neat. But man, it is so quiet out here. Really beautiful morning, though. Well, good morning. It is Friday morning. Last night was absolutely calm. It was warm. It was beautiful night last night. The stars out here were amazing. There was no wind. It was completely different than the Alabama hills, which you guys know was really windy the first night for us. And probably the Alabama hills was calm last night as well. It's just the way it is here in the desert. So Barry had to get back today to the Bay Area, and I know he enjoyed the trail as much as I did yesterday. It was really fun to go through Darwin, through that trail, all the way down to Panamint Springs, and I highly recommend that trail. It's not difficult, and but it is fun. You see a lot of cool things along the way. So again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I would just ask if you would consider subscribing. It helps the channel out a lot. And really hope to see you guys on the trail someday. Thanks for watching.